So today I want to talk about 5 tips to help you take much better garden photos. Now look, it doesn't matter what camera you use, your phone or a full tilt pro camera. These 5 things are just going to make all that difference to up the quality of your photo. If you're like me and you love your garden and you want to have some of that garden inside with you, then this is the go. So tip number 1, time of day. Now, as someone that gets paid to take photos and video, if I'm booked for a job and that event perhaps runs from noon until 3 p.m, well then that's when I've got to be there and I've got to make the best out of how it is. But in your garden, it's out there 24/7, so you can be out there at the best time of day to get the best photos. Best time of day in and around sunrise, just after sunrise for a while, and same again in the afternoon. So, you know, like an hour before the sun sets and then for some time after the sun sets. There's a whole bunch of reasons for that, which I won't go into here, but basically it just looks better. The sun, the light is coming from the side and not from straight down. So much more interesting light, and the quality of the light is way better. Beautiful colors. And so if that's the only thing you do, then that'll make a huge difference. Now, point number 2, what is the subject? What are you taking a photo of? So often, you know, we might be in the garden and think, oh, this looks fantastic. And you kind of snap a shot, but it's not of anything specific. So really good tactic is to always just think about, well, what is it that I'm actually shooting? What's the subject? And if it's a big scene, so you might be thinking exactly that. Oh my God, the garden looks great, the garden. What about it looks good? Is it the colors, the form of the plants? Perhaps it's that lighting because you're out there early or late. Just try and identify what it is, even in a big scene, and then that will give you something to focus on. I guess a rule of thumb is for a big scene, try and identify something in that scene that you can focus on, and for a small scene, like a singular item, try and pull back and give it some context and some of its surroundings. Number 3, angle. Now, the angle that you first saw that beautiful thing that you want to take a photo of might end up being the perfect angle to get the photos from, but it might not too. So experiment with different angles. Shoot from all around it, all sides, and then above, even below if you can. Get off the beaten track. Try all the different angles, and a couple of things will happen with that. I mean, not only will the subject itself look different in itself, but of course as you move around, the background will be changing too. So you'll be getting a variety of backgrounds, the lighting will change, and again, if you're there morning, you know, or late in the afternoon, and that light's coming from the side, then you'll move from having like a strong backlight and then a side light and then the light coming from behind you. So you'll get it in all different lights. So, and that's a big tip. I'm forever changing, moving around, and even if you think you've got the shot, try it from exactly the opposite side, because sometimes that will just be the one that just blows you away. Sometimes I'll take a ladder out on a shoot as well, just to try and, you know, shoot something from just a totally different perspective. Number 3, related I guess to angle, but background. Be aware of your background, and aim for kind of contrast. If you're shooting something that's kind of really brightly lit, then, you know, see if you can find an angle where that's against a dark or shadowed background, so you contrast. And look, sometimes I've put a black board or a black surface in behind something to just give it, you know, really good contrast. But most of the time that background is going to be, it's going to be out there. You just have to find it. Number 5, edit your photos and change the brightness, the color, the contrast, and just make some basic adjustments. Now, I'm not talking about kind of slapping a filter on, which are fine for, you know, kind of quick and dirty, snap, post, off you go. But if you get used to, just as part of the photographing process, is then making some adjustments that will really lift the quality of your photos. Trust me, can just really make it pop. Pro tip here, after you've made your adjustments, because it's so easy to kind of be a little too strong, back them off a little bit before you publish. Even if you think you've been subtle, just back them off. Trust me, that alone will make all the difference. It's so easy to go over the top. So really, in a nutshell, that's as I see it. There's 5 different things that you can do that will improve the quality of your photos. Now, I mentioned I've got a range of canvases of my shots that I've just made available. I'll put a link down below if you want to have a look at those, but it will give you an idea, I suppose, of some of the things that I've talked about today. And thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Cheers.